Imagine this: two companies come together, one integration goes seamlessly, employees are engaged, systems align, and the business thrives. The other, a disaster: high stress, fatigue, confusion, layoffs, uncertainty, and culture clashes. So, why do some mergers succeed while others fail? Today, we're diving into the art of integration, the essential playbook for making M&A work after the deal is signed. I have to say, this is the core reason why I do what I do. So I hope you can take what I share here and implement it into your own business. So, why do integrations fail? Let's start with the hard truth. Most M&A deals don't fail at the negotiation table, they fail after the ink dries. Why? Here's three big reasons. The first here is lack of clear operational roadmap. No structured plan means misalignment, inefficiencies, and wasted time. Cultural disconnect. When two workplace cultures clash, productivity and morale take a nosedive. And while morale may not be at the top of your list, low morale leads to high attrition. And frankly, in this gig economy we all know today, finding a replacement for those roles can be harder than you might think. Okay. And then lastly, here, the technology chaos. Merging systems without a strategy creates bottlenecks, data silos, and security risks. You already know what I'm going to tell you to do first here: map out those processes and fully understand how data moves throughout your systems. If you don't get these right, even the best financial deals can turn into an operational nightmare. Now, let's get into designing an operational integration roadmap. We'll use key phases: planning, execution, and optimization. Okay, so how to avoid these pitfalls? It all starts with an operational integration roadmap. This is your step by step guide for post merger success. So, this plan should already have been hashed out before the deal closes. Here's what your operational integration plan should include. The first phase is planning. Define roles, responsibilities, and key milestones, contingency plans, and communication plans before day one. This is a critical step because it lays the foundation for a smooth transition, whether you're integrating a newly acquired company, implementing a new system, or streamlining your operations. Here today, we're focusing on integrating after acquisition, but this is applicable to all businesses. Okay, let me explain. Defining roles and responsibilities. You'll want to clearly outline who is responsible for what. This includes leadership, department heads, operational teams, HR, finance, etc. Define decision makers, escalation points, and accountability structures to avoid confusion and ensure everyone is clear on what is expected of them. Establishing key milestones and timelines. Break down the integration process into manageable stages with deadlines. This ensures that every stakeholder understands the roadmap and what success looks like at each stage. Again, this is just ensuring everything is clear and everyone knows what the plan is. Next, here is you want to have a risk assessment and a contingency plan. Now, I have spoken about this before and I need to reiterate it again. All implementations require a rollback plan, aka a contingency plan. Plan on being proactive. Identify potential challenges such as operational disruptions, employee resistance, technology gaps that you didn't find during the due diligence, or the technology gaps on your side of the equation, and develop strategies to mitigate them before they become roadblocks. Okay, the next one here is communication and change management strategies. I need you to develop a clear messaging plan to keep employees, stakeholders, and your customers informed. Transparency is key to avoiding uncertainty and resistance. Lastly, in this first section here is resource allocation and budgeting. Ensure that financial, technological, and human resources are allocated effectively to support the integration without unnecessary bottlenecks. Now, phase two of this operational integration plan is execution. Aligning workflows, consolidate financials, and communicate changes clearly. This is where we move from strategy to action. This phase ensures that planned changes are implemented smoothly, minimizing disruptions while maximizing efficiency. Let's go over how. Align your workflows. Once the integration is in motion, existing processes and systems must be synchronized to eliminate redundancies and inefficiencies. This includes, and now I'm counting on you to already have your processes mapped here, okay? Start with standardizing operational procedures across all teams, streamlining technology and tools to ensure seamless collaboration, and identifying and addressing bottlenecks in your daily operations and correcting them early. Next thing I want you to do here is consolidate financials. Merging financial structures is critical for long term stability. This involves unifying financial reporting and accounting systems, integrating budgets, expenses, and revenue streams, ensuring compliance with tax regulations, financial policies, and auditing standards. We don't cover that, but your CFO, controller, accountants, and legal advisors will come together on this topic. And lastly, on this one, you'll want to communicate changes clearly. Keeping people in the loop is critical. Operational success depends on clear, consistent communication. During execution, keep employees and stakeholders and your customers informed about the changes. Provide training and support to ensure a smooth adoption of new processes. Address resistance or uncertainty proactively through open dialogue and leadership alignment. Why does this matter? Execution is where integration efforts succeed or fail. Poor alignment can create confusion, inefficiencies, and resistance, whereas a well executed plan builds momentum, engagement, and operational clarity. And the third phase here, optimization, measure KPIs, fine tune your processes, and ensure long term stability. Optimization is where the integration effort transitions from implementation to continuous improvement, which is another topic I talk about quite often. This phase ensures that newly integrated operations are not just functional, but efficient, scalable, and sustainable over the long term. Things that are included here are measuring KPIs, your key performance indicators. Once integration is in place, tracking performance is essential to assuring alignment with business goals. This involves defining and monitoring critical KPIs related to efficiency, productivity, cost savings, and customer satisfaction. You'll want to gather data on operational bottlenecks or underperforming areas and then address them once you have the facts and, of course, data to back up what you're seeing. Use dashboards and analytics tools to track progress in real time. No cobbling information. Next on this one is fine tune your processes. After analyzing KPI data, adjustments can be made to eliminate inefficiencies and enhance workflows. What does this include? Streamlining your processes based on feedback from employees and stakeholders, addressing unexpected challenges that arise post integration, implementing automation or technology solutions to improve accuracy and efficiency. And the last thing I want to cover here is ensure long term stability. To sustain improvements, organizations must embed best practices into their culture and operations. Now, when I mention best practices, I don't mean a blanket implementation. Some refer to industry standards. You still need to make sure that these are appropriate for your business culture and processes. This involves regular performance reviews and ongoing training to maintain operational excellence, creating a governance structure to oversee continuous improvement, preparing for scalability, ensuring that operations can adapt as the company grows or market conditions can change. Why this matters. Many integrations fail because companies stop at execution and neglect continuous monitoring and optimization. This phase ensures that all changes deliver long term value, remain agile, and support future business goals. Without this roadmap, teams will operate in silos, job insecurity will circulate, and integration will quickly derail. Get the structure right, and everything else follows. Okay. Next, let's talk about culture integration, how to merge teams without disruption. Let's talk about the real glue that holds the merger together, people. Cultural integration is where many companies fall apart because leadership treats it as an afterthought. Here's what works: early, clear communication. As I mentioned before, hash this out in phase one of your operational implementation plan. Employees fear regular updates prevent rumors, anxiety, and job insecurity. Cultural alignment workshops don't assume both teams have the same values. Bridge the gap before they become a problem. Let me go a little bit deeper on this one, actually. Merging two teams, whether from an acquisition, restructuring, or a new strategic partnership, can lead to misalignment if cultural differences aren't proactively addressed. These differences can manifest in decision making styles like hierarchical versus collaborative, communication preferences, meaning formal versus informal, work expectations, meaning like structured versus flexible environments, and performance and feedback culture, direct versus indirect. Okay. A cultural alignment workshop should cover things like identifying cultural differences and commonalities. Conduct employee surveys or interviews to map out cultural perceptions. Compare leadership styles, collaboration methods, and organizational values. You'll want to pinpoint areas of potential friction before they escalate. Create a shared vision and set of expectations. Define the unifying mission and values for the integrated teams. Clarify behavioral norms and work ethics to avoid any misrepresentation. Establish a framework for conflict resolution and decision making. Encourage open dialogue and team bonding or building. Facilitate discussions where employees can express concerns and insights freely. Use team building exercises to foster trust and collaboration. Implement mentorship programs to help employees adjust. Embed cultural integration into leadership. Train managers to lead with emotional intelligence and cultural awareness. This one is easier said than done, so get training on how to effectively do this correctly. Ensure your leadership models the new aligned culture in their actions and communications. Again, I highly recommend getting some training on this skill. It's a muscle I think we can all develop, frankly. Why this matters. If cultural misalignment isn't addressed early, it can lead to things like resistance, disengagement, and even turnover. Well executed cultural alignment strategies ensure that employees feel valued, heard, motivated, and contribute to a strong, unified company. The last point I want to make on this is the retention strategies. Identify key talent early, reassure them, and offer incentives to stay. I want to give you a little more context here on the retention strategies. So during an operational integration, it is critical to keeping high performing employees engaged and preventing turnover. Uncertainty, shifting responsibilities, and cultural changes can cause key talent to feel uneasy, making it essential to proactively address their concerns. Your retention strategy should include identifying key talent early. Before or during integration, assess employees based on leadership potential, institutional knowledge, and sometimes I like to call this tribal knowledge as critical skills. Use performance data and manager insights to pinpoint employees who are essential to the business continuity. Before I move on from that point, I want you to also make sure that you verify what's being shared with you. Things like tribe vibe can cloud the judgment and skew the truth. Take what's being shared with you with a grain of salt and verify yourself whether or not the information is accurate. Also, don't just focus on leadership. High performers are at all levels contribute to a smooth transition. Okay, next here, reassure them through clear communication. Provide transparent updates about the integration process, potential changes, and what's in it for them. Offer one on one meetings with leadership to address concerns, reinforce their values, and discuss career growth opportunities. Acknowledge uncertainty, but emphasize stability, future vision, and how they fit into it. Offer retention incentives. You can implement things like stay bonuses or performance based rewards, or even career development opportunities to encourage key employees to remain. Provide clear career progression plans that align with the new organizational structure. Introduce mentorship and leadership development programs to strengthen engagement. And the very last thing I'll mention here is foster a sense of belonging. Ensure that top talent feels valued not just for their performance, but for their contributions to the company. Encourage involvement in cross team collaboration to help employees build relationships and gain a sense of purpose in the new structure. Reinforce a recognition culture where achievements are celebrated publicly. Why does this matter? If employees feel uncertain about their future, they will seek stability elsewhere. By identifying, reassuring, and investing in key talent early, you'll reduce the risk of losing institutional knowledge and high performers, ensuring a smooth, productive transition. If employees feel disconnected, they will leave and they will take valuable knowledge with them. Let's go over how to manage redundancies and talent retention. Let's be honest. Redundancies are unavoidable in M&A. The key is managing them strategically. The first step here is identify overlapping roles early and don't wait until employees are already feeling uncertain. The second step here is be transparent. Don't sugarcoat layoffs, but also provide transition support. The third step here is retain top performers. Losing key talent can set integrations back years. A smart strategy isn't just about who stays, it's about how you handle those who leave. I want to spend a little time on this next topic, which is technology integration, streamlining systems and data. This is where integrations create efficiency or chaos. Here's how to do it right: audit existing systems, identify redundancies, incompatibilities, and cyber risks. Understand their integration capabilities, cyber risks, and zero day. We like to use what's called a technology stack map, but any way you can document the technology stack should be sufficient. Just document it and the way that data flows from one system to the next. Next is you want to prioritize quick wins. Not everything needs to be integrated on day one. Start with business critical systems. And lastly, here, I want you to ensure a seamless data migration. Poorly handled data transfers lead to compliance risks and revenue loss. Clean up and scrub your data prior to the migration. If you neglect technology, everything from reporting to customer experience will suffer. To see why this matters, let's look at a real case study. A strong example of a company that successfully executed an 18-month integration roadmap, prioritized cultural alignment, and phased in system upgrades is Disney's acquisition of Pixar in 2006. Let's begin with why this integration was so successful. First is they had a clear integration roadmap, an 18-month plan. Instead of rushing the integration, Disney structured a phased approach that allowed for a gradual alignment in leadership, creative process, and technology. They maintained Pixar's autonomy while selectively merging back office functions like finance and HR. The second point here is they prioritized cultural alignment. Disney recognized that Pixar had a unique and innovative culture. So instead of imposing Disney's corporate structure, they embraced Pixar's creative process. Ed, a pioneer in computer graphics and animation, and the co founder of Pixar, along with John Lester, a renowned animator, director, producer, and screenwriter. Lester was the chief creative officer of Pixar, were both given key leadership roles at Disney's animation studios, ensuring a two-way exchange of culture and creative strategy. And lastly, here, the phased technology upgrades. Instead of forcing Pixar into Disney's legacy animation tools, Disney gradually integrated Pixar's technology, pipeline, and creative tools into its broader ecosystem. Over time, this led to significant improvements in Disney's animation and quality. We've seen this quality upgrade in films like Tangled and Frozen. So the result here is Disney's animation, which was struggling before the merger, experienced a creative and financial resurgence. Pixar retained its identity while benefiting from Disney's distribution and marketing power. The integration was so successful that Pixar's leadership approach influenced Disney more than the other way around, a rare but highly effective outcome. I think what you may find helpful is a structured checklist on integrating a success blueprint. Since an M&A success isn't about signing the deal, it's about executing the deal. If you take nothing else from today, remember this: have a clear integration roadmap. Prioritize culture as much as finances. Make technology work for you, not against you. Next time, we're tackling how to turn M&A insights into long-term competitive advantages. I'll see you next time.